Advocates publicly stand up for an idea. Maryland Citizens for the Arts brings advocates together to support arts and culture in our state. Joining me is Nicholas Cohen, Executive Director of Maryland Citizens for the Arts. Good to see you.
Thank you for having me.
And you're sort of a newcomer to the position. I mean, you're not new to the arts, but since last March, you've taken over this role and have been very busy.
Yeah, I mean, it's been great. I feel like I've been an arts advocate my entire life, but it's great to be here. I love being in this role and serving the arts community in the state of Maryland.
Well, I'm going to give you a chance to answer a question that I'm sure you're asked all the time. How do you think the arts basically impacts our everyday lives?
Well, it's so important. I think I look at the holistic human, as I call it, and I think the arts contribute to that. And you can think of this in the way of arts education for a young person, but also for when you get to be an adult, you can say maybe how you look at the arts, how you attend arts events. And when you look at it throughout Maryland, the arts are important whether you're in a big city like Baltimore or a small town on the Eastern Shore in Western Maryland. If you see the arts in the community, you probably have a vibrant and happy one.
Okay, and happy people. But let's talk about the economic side. You kind of talked about the holistic side, but what about the economic impact?
Well, and that's where I look at the arts in these like two lenses, right? It's the intrinsic value and also the economic, the power of it, because many times we think of arts organizations as nonprofits, and sometimes they're thought of maybe as just charities. But they're so much more than that.
Yeah.
And so, we know that the arts provide huge economic investments, whether it's in terms of job production and investment, and it's so important to look at both of those lenses.
Yeah. Okay, so let's give some hard figures to support that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Claims.
So in a recent study done in conjunction with Americans for the Arts, MCA did this in the state of Maryland, we found that we interviewed and surveyed over 500 organizations, nonprofit arts organizations, and we found that the arts are $1 billion industry.
Wow.
So that's a serious industry,
that surely
right?
is, yes.
And so beyond that, we also found that it's also jobs. I mean, this obviously in today's economy, we're talking about job creation and job production, and so these organizations support over 25,000 full-time equivalent jobs.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. And then, the last thing I like to talk about, look, when we think about public investment for the arts, that's government money going to support the arts. What is that give back? Well, the give back is in terms of over $80 million in state and local revenue that the arts organizations provide. So those three things alone just show you that
extremely impressive it is. Yeah. And Maryland, in regards to the rest of the nation, does pretty well, does it not, as far as its arts funding? That's good news.
It's great news, and you know what that is kind of a determination with our thousands of arts advocates in the state, because you don't get to have good arts without good advocates, in my opinion. And we are 4th in the nation in per capita arts funding, and it's just phenomenal, and that's why you see this vibrant arts community throughout the state.
Right.
It's so important.
Now, you mentioned about advocacy. That's one of the roles of MCA, is it not, is to create and find and nurture advocates for the arts.
Yes, exactly. And I think, what we try and do is we coalesce the artistic community, and whether that's artists, arts administrators, funders, and just general lovers of the arts. And we create this, what we call one voice for all the arts in Maryland. Okay. And that's how you advocate. You advocate with this message that's clear and strong so that people believe in our message.
Mm-hmm. Right, now you can advocate all year round, but I know there's a special day that you dedicate to getting everybody together and going down to Annapolis.
Absolutely. I would say even before I was in this position, I went to Maryland Arts Day.
I do too, yeah.
It's so much fun, and just because it's hundreds of arts people down in one place, down in Annapolis. And so it's our flagship event, Maryland Arts Day. This year it's February 22nd down in Annapolis. It's a full day event. And what's great about this event is we bring in the morning some speakers, we bring in some lawmakers. It's a rah-rah, right? It's totally a rally around the arts. But then the important work in the afternoon that's when the important work happens. We send all the individuals that show up to Maryland Arts Day to their county delegation rooms. And they get a chance to sit in front of their representatives, their lawmakers in the Senate and the House, and tell them why they need to support the arts, why the public investment is so crucial. Without something like Maryland Arts Day, which is the largest convening of kind of artists and advocacy in the state, without that day, our per capita funding being 4th in the nation, that doesn't happen.
No, right.
So we need people to be there, and we want you to be there.
Yeah, and I encourage you, because I have gone many times. It's inspiring, it's fun, it's It's exciting. I mean,
Absolutely.
it's a really great day. And
Yeah.
quickly, in the little time we have left, talk about the initiative to try to garner
Absolutely.
support from younger folks.
Yeah, I mean, having been in the advocacy world for so long, I wanted to make sure that up and coming artists and arts administrators get a chance to advocate. So we have this program called the Emerging Arts Advocates, and it's just a way to train and provide professional development to artists and to arts administrators and arts lovers on how to advocate and why we advocate.
Okay, well, we've had the website up where people can get involved. Nicholas Cohen, so good to see you, and I look forward to seeing you down in Annapolis.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing everybody there. Thank you for having me.
Terrific. And I'm Carolyn Black-Sotier, and this is SMARTS, the Baltimore County Arts and Culture Show.